It's just down and to your left.
And you tap with your right.
Look over to the side.
Where you can join and subscribe. It's Crypto ROTH, the real that drives you out. Let's hit the like button now.
I wait for someone to save. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. I wish you all the best I can, and I stop myself for a while. I'm saying things I don't believe. The panic's rising up in you. Won't you tell me something new? Don't you think for the people the best we fight back my stomach is sooner than this? Don't you think for the people the best we fight back my stomach is sooner than this? Don't you wish I would have been someone else? I want to feel your gap without making a mess at you. Won't you tell me something new? I want to tell you something new. You drive us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. Don't you think for the people the best we fight back my stomach is sooner than this? Don't you think for the people the best we fight back my stomach is sooner than this? Don't you wish I would have been someone else? I want to feel your gap without making a mess at you. Won't you tell me something new? Wish you all the best I can, then I stop myself for a while.
Chase your tail light. I'll be under your skin, letting you go for a while. Then I'm taking you in. Your face like diamonds, glimmer and punch. Shiny predator with a golden gun. Space,
Now this is music from Epidemic Sound. Try this one more time. That music is from Epidemic Sounds. Sounds pretty good. My music doesn't sound this great. Just taking a few minutes, let a few more people maybe trickle in.
Damn, feeling lucky. Out above most streets, us two in these streets. Diamonds on my feet, caught up in these talks. Circling my head top, should have been more cautious. Now I got what I wanted. Many I've been here before, made it out of 11 more. Like my phone CoinEx, so I can't stop. I want it all. Listen up, I'm calling you. I need you to tell the truth. Remember when you wanted to. Remember that I said what you.
I know this song beats. Just need a little cowbell. Oh wow, the world looks brighter now. Just a little cowbell. All right, ladies and gents. Oh, now we're getting people dropping off. Let's get ahead and get it. Yeah, it's just. The music is mellow tonight. We're just kind of chilling and charting as we're trying to figure out what the market is going to do next. Welcome to Late Night Stream. That can take two. Welcome to Late Night Crypto with a Road Dog. My name is Lane. And this market be crazy, y'all. If you just stumbled on this channel and wondered, what the hell am I watching? Well, I'm a full-time trader in crypto. I'm not trying to sit here to sell you any kind of courses or anything like that, any kind of subscriptions or anything. There are some Tangem wallet links and a few affiliate links around that you can support the channel. I greatly appreciate that. Super chats, everything is also welcome. Otherwise, we just chill chart and try to figure out ways to keep not working for the man, building our own lives. You know, crypto, if you haven't thought about it before, if you've been thinking about trying to start your own business, you know, and all the headaches that goes with it, whether it's online or a real world store or something, you know, you have to buy inventory. You probably want to sell stuff unless you're selling a service. Sometimes I guess you can work them both together in crypto. That happens. But crypto, think about it from a business aspect. Be your own boss, work your own hours. Or the hours you choose anyway, most of the time, so when things pop off. But you're buying things at some heavily discounted prices and you're selling to retail at a higher price and taking the profit. You don't have to worry about a sales pitch going door to door trying to find those customers. You just go to the exchange where they're right there waiting for you to pay market price. Now, market value goes up, you sell it at a premium. And that's how you make it in the game. It's a great business alternative. It's the best hustle I've ever come across in my entire life. I'm hoping I can do this chill music, but it's starting to work on me just a little bit here. But chill and relax tonight. Try something just a little soothing to the soul as we try to figure out what this scary market is doing. Now I'm looking at Bitcoin on the 4 hour. Now, earlier today, I did do a stream and I talked about how I am de-risking, or how I was de-risking. I started last night, you know, after the stream, when we were still in these ranges over here. I believe that was last night, right? In these ranges. Before we had our bigger drop today. Maybe we're up here. But basically, you know, and this has to do with just a leverage position I talked about in the video. This is mostly dealing with leverage. If you're doing spot, you're okay. You just go through drawdown, and if you're in projects that you believe in and they're tanking right now, well, if you got dry powder, you add more. If you don't have dry powder and you've already spent it in the market, well, that's It's not the worst situation to be in. The worst is to lose things and sell at the bottoms. But you just ride it out because the markets will turn around. But if you got a little leverage on something, you got to be more cautious because then you can introduce the possibility of getting liquidated, and that means you lose everything. Or a majority of it. If you're lucky, maybe you get out with 10%. That happened to me on a few things during that big ass drop that we had. But most of them held. That's good, but that's no fun. It's much better to be on the other side of the market, either have that dry powder waiting or maybe create some dry powder and short her down. So essentially, me de-risking is kind of like shorting in a way, except for I just didn't borrow anything. And I will consider that if we get some pumps up, if we start coming back up to these areas of 62, 65, and that could happen too. We're finding some support here on a trend line and a 3.8 Fibonacci area, dropped down to 0.5, and by Dow theory, we talked about this. That's one of the places, one of the places that we can find support. Now, will it stick or will it bounce back and come down to the 618 at 54? We don't know yet. That could happen. We could come up, do something like that, not even all that way up. 50 moving average is right up here about 59.3, so we've got a good chance to head back there. We could even come all the way back up to 61 and really throw everybody for a loop. What the hell is it doing? I thought we was going. I've noticed that a lot of tubers have turned bearish today, or bearish sentiment, and what kind of wisened up to what's really going on in the market, and that's good. The signs were there before, though. It's just that we all just got caught up in all the bullish momentum there. Even here, we're trying to be sensible and go over those scenarios. This was a bearish retest area because there was a trend line that was coming up through there that went on through ever, but we just lost some areas. We made a lower low and we didn't come up to try to make a higher high. That's the first signs that you look for, bouncing off of the 618 area, 200 moving average area on the bigger time frames. Spells it out that hey man, we might have some trouble. All right, we're changing the music. This is I'm sorry. I need something just a little different here. This is getting me into some Kenny G vibes. I don't know if I want to go some Kenny G vibes tonight. There we go. All right. Got a little heartbeat going on there. Oh, that's nice. Just erase everything. So this is what we got going on with Bitcoin. We are under the 200 moving average. Is there anything bullish going on here that could help us out? Well, yeah, ironically, there is. There's also some bearish things. We're also underneath the 800 moving average on the 4 hour. That's kind of a big deal. What should be like the, well, I wouldn't have that time frame, would I? I'm trying to do time frame math on these moving averages, and it's not working in my favor, so I'm not going to embarrass myself with that. But these moving averages correspond with other moving averages on higher time frames. That's why I got them here. It's kind of a little cheat sheet, the way that I can look at bigger time frames at the same time. So these areas 64.2, 63.8 resistance areas, heavy resistance area. This one right here is what we call the Lucy line, what I call the Lucy line, and it's a 600 and something moving average, and she's a little devil is what she is. She likes to just sit up there and keep price down, sit on top of price, and then when you get your hopes up and go up there to see her, think you're going to break through, she just busts your bubble and throws you right back down. She's a mean little so-and-so. Below it, we got the 200 moving average. But what is interesting is that this 200 is above this 360 moving average. We had a bullish cross in that. That's flipping in the right direction. So that can give us a little air in our balloon to keep us from, tanking down as quick and heavy, in my personal opinion. It can give us a little buoyancy in this area is what I'm trying to say. We're basically in a lower range at the moment, and we could drop lower. That's just a possibility. There are some signs that some of these lows, based on this move that we have here, could be down as low as 45,000, 47. There's also a likelihood that we might bounce at 54,300-ish, right in that area. So we just don't know. But what I can tell you about the fibs, and when it comes to fib trading and why I like it so much, is they get a bounce off of this one if it sticks. Be a nice ass move. This could be a wave 1, this could be a wave 2, and this could be a big ass strong wave 3. It would have to bounce here to give us a big ass strong wave 3. I wonder if Elliot sees that. Do you see that, Elliot? No, you got a 5, and then I guess I don't know what's going on here with this A, B, C, and then you start. Yeah, I'm not an Elliot wave expert here. Or if this was a 5-wave, this would be your A, B, C correction. And that C could also come down to 40,000. I'm just saying, it can. So it's... The wrong thing to do is just not to be cautious and throw caution to the wind and not make a plan just in case things do go south. But you also want to be in a position to where, well, if things are juicy to buy here, I want to be able to nibble. So I've set myself up in a way so that I can do that, at least for this given range. And hopefully that will play out, and I'll keep that posted in the membership area, because that's what started out as a channel account, so grew more into more of a personal account. So I want to give a shout out to everybody hanging out in the chat real quick before we get too deeper in here. Normally I would do some news from Layer GG, but he is on vacation, taking a little break, and I can't blame him for that. We got Trade Intuition, who was first. How's it going, Joe? Joe from Trade Intuition, another YouTuber. Check out his channel. Then we got Crypto Brat second. So smash the likes, people. I appreciate that. Rising Sun's in the house. And we got Celinda. How's it going, Celinda? Celinda was one of the smart ones. She took profits when we went up to 60, I think around 60 or 62,000 the first time. That was a smart move. The thing about when you get up to these areas, and we talked about it when we were down here, they would likely run us up here, and we saw the scenario. We talked about it because it's just if you do TA, you should be able to see it when you start breaking massive trend lines, and I don't have that line drawn on here. But it was basically this little guy right here. We broke that little sucker, right? Broke it here, bounced back in, it broke it here, bearishly retested it. That was the warning sign, was this guy. So if you executed decently there and took some profits up there, well, that was one of the best things that you could have done right now. As usual, I feel that I could have done better over there. And we talked, and what I was getting, the point I was making was when we were in the shaky area, even coming up through here, we were talking about the possibility, and that what would the sentiment in the market, what would the emotion, what would the psychology in the market be at that time, that it would be bullish and people would start looking for $70,000 again and all that but it would be a very good place for them to roll us over, and that's exactly what they have done. But just knowing that ahead of time is not enough to put you in a situation to benefit from. You've got to actually take actions. So that's one thing that you learn in your trading journey and in your TA journey, is that you can be the greatest little finagler with TA and whatever, find points where it reverses, nail it, and this and that. But if you're not executing your trades, is just a bunch of, the proof is in the pudding, the proof is in the money, the proof is in the profits. So how far down can she go? Fib low to fib high. Basically, we're looking at these two areas mostly when it comes to fibs, and some people, when they pull fibs, and that's the basic extension of their knowledge of Fibonacci, is the 618, maybe the 786, and that's a great place to start. Nothing wrong with that. But if you do take time to dig deeper, man, there are a lot of secrets that the Fibonacci tool can unlock for you and change the game up for you. And I'm blessed and grateful to have searched hard. I had to search hard to finally stumble across it. I kept wondering, what's so special about this one? Why is this one coming into play? And then I finally unlocked that little guy. So just to reiterate, there's an 886 retracement down here at 50,500. We got the 786 down at 52,000, and we got the 618 at 54,300-ish. 278 is what I got on this particular chart. That would be great. That would give us a higher low at one of those, and that's exactly what we need. Now, the downside is that the lower that we go below this 618, well, a little more lackluster and more rangy that we are, right? Especially if we get an 886 retracement. Well, that means we just might come up here and just, it might be fitting for the time that we're in. But any bounces from the 618, the 0.5, the 0.38, from those usually results in a good move. Like the 618 right there could take us back up to these levels close to 70,000 if we bounce there. So that could be in the picture. There's some hopium if we can get a lower high. But what we're in danger of, and what we want to make sure we don't get caught up in, is what happened last time. Because last time, after this bear trap, we're expecting a lower high, expecting us to catch us somewhere around the 62, and maybe, if we come down, maybe stop us at 58. Didn't happen. We got a lower low. So we don't want to fall into that trap, and this bearish retest of this trend line is a perfect setup for a lower low. So that's what the cautionary video, and that's why we're talking about it right now. Doesn't mean we have to, but we need to be aware of it and plan accordingly. So that's what we got for Bitcoin. Now, after Bitcoin, I like to just take a quick look at Total 3, see what she's doing. Pretty much the same, similar kind of idea. I just want to zoom out on her. She had a trend line. She broke up here, bearishly retested. She did that a while back in July. Dumped down, and I don't like that. I mean, if you do that, that's a retest, but that's not a solid trend line. That's a solid. That line's kind of far away, so I'm going to make it diminish just a little bit. Keep it there to remind us. Bearish retest, top of the line, 618 Fibonacci. Perfect place for it to roll over. Well, if we've been looking, paying attention, I probably was, and I don't, who knows? Oh, she's flagging out. That's what she's doing. This is why when I turn on somebody and all they do is see bull flags all the time. Every time you pop, oh, flagging out, oh, going to the upside. And they don't look back and see what has been going on in the trend lines, and especially if they don't, take a look at the moving averages on resistance, higher time frames, things like that. Man, I mean, to me, that's sloppy in my personal opinion. And some people, sometimes I look on and that's what the first time, oh, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be the upside with some crazy ass measure moves and stuff. And no matter how many times that doesn't play out, the person never, they're saying, we're always right. We almost always call it. I'm 90% right. It's amazing. Clearly, and that one was one, and it did not happen. You saw this mimicking a lot of altcoins there too. Might we be coming down again? It's nice that we're holding above this 238 Fibonacci area here from a swing high to swing low. Double check my fibs here. I drew this one. Yeah, that's good. I could probably tighten them up just a little higher. I get picky about that because I like to nail it. And if you get picky about it, then you're more likely to get them little nail it targets. It's not about picking out a nail it target. It's just about targeting the zone. All these little lines here, you have to look at them like they're a fluffy cloud, a fuzzy little bar. There's a lot of wiggle room in there. Front run, if you're trying to make sure you get a sell or a buy at these areas, you might put it just a little above it. That kind of idea. Never taking it to the penny on your TA. I mean, you can, but don't be disappointed if it doesn't nail it. It's all about getting into the zone. Here we got Total 3 one candle opened below our non-moving average, and that's a big deal. That's what triggered my videos today, is seeing that. That's like, uh-oh. Well, that changes things right there. We were recovering that non-moving average, and as long as we're above the 9, we're doing fine. But we drop below it on the special, on the bigger time frame, maybe there's something about to happen, and you need to be ready for it. And so here we are. 360 moving average is coming in at $525 billion, which means altcoins could take a nice little tumble down that way. How many percentages could we look at losing out of our altcoins? Well, maybe a nice 25%. And when you start throwing altcoins in the mix, well, that could be anywhere from 15 to 40% drops on some of these little guys. And if you're not planned accordingly, well, it could be a bad news. Now, this is also a good time if you are a shorter. If you do perpetual futures spot margin, you can also start shorting. You got the green light right here by losing that non-moving average on total 3. So, well, I guess if you want to. Now, the best place to short was up here at resistance, and the smart people did. They were building the shorts there. And look at this nice move. That beautiful move down. The other smart ones were when we were up here at resistance. Those are the best place. Now, on YouTube, what I find is that when everybody wants to short is when we're already at a bottom area, at a place that could be support. People love to short support on YouTube. I don't get it. You can, but it's highly risky. It's like buying the tops. It's like buying at resistance. It would be like, it's like buying up here and then this happens. That can happen if you try to short a bottom. If you try to short down here, I'm going to build a short right here. And then she bounces up. So those are some things I look at. And so if I'm not in short, we're down below, I'm dang sure not going to start opening them up then. Well, that's just silly. But right now, it's a possibility. All right, guys, I'm going to take a look at some altcoins here. Now, I'm going to start out with some that are actually doing good right now. Been following this one, and I'm playing this one myself too. Ave, she went all the way up, almost touched. I got 112. You rug pulled me, Ave. You got up to 111. How dare you? How dare you? Now we're on the 4-hour chart here for Ave. And while the rest of the market is tanking, there are people over at Ave apparently doing a lot of borrowing. That's what it looks like to me. And that's making Ave go up. So some big whales with some big money are using some big DeFi. I don't know what they're buying. I don't know if they're buying Tether, Ethereum, what they're doing, or they're leveraging is what they're doing. They're leveraging. You get to put your collateral there and you take out a loan. Ave is getting used right now. There's a lot of people. You can tell by Ave's price that a lot of people are taking out some big loans. Ave actually looks bullish as all get out right here. Out of everything else, this one looks like, well, she might just keep on going. If she does keep on going, I've got this 121 area next. She's got the little spikies here. These big wicks at that resistance area there. So she look for a pullback. Could happen. Could happen. A little indecision doji going on right now. We got, is that an hour? Oh, we a 4-hour candle, and we still got 4 hours to go. She might just stick out here. Ichimoku Cloud. And I'm looking at this little cloud, this little sliver of green says, baby, let's show this market how it's done. Screw them bears. One thing that I find interesting that I personally think has a part to play with this is this little action right here. It's almost like they knew. I mean, I know that was our big dump, right? That was our big dump day. So, but look at the pattern. This is what we normally see on the small time frames when we have Fed meetings and things like that. That's that little heartbeat pattern where they flush everybody out that, and then we come in and do. That's that little heartbeat pattern. It looks very much like that. It's a nice little flush out. So they flushed out this way and they flushed out this way. They got a clean slate, and now we're coming up. I think that's just kind of interesting. Generally, I don't. It's just as hard as this is a range. It's just the best way to look at this. This is a range. I'm going to zoom out on Ave. She's making some ground. I haven't got a 135 target. I doubt that we see that, but who knows? You even noisy on the daily, Ave. Look at you. You mean I got to come to the weekly to make sense of you? It's not a bad time frame. Lots of, you can see all the buy and sell pressure on the weekly, right? Woo, baby. Lots of thick wicks. Lots of driving prices up and driving prices down. So I've got my levels set here, and I'm snagging this little guy. As she goes up and as she starts coming down, I've got my orders set to special little levels to soak her up if I'm fortunate enough for them to get hit. Ave is doing good, helping to keep my little account afloat. I might be able to make some more sense of this from the weekly. Oh, that looks a little better. That's a lot of wickage. Lots of wickage right there, but I'm also curious. A little something there, and it may be my fault. My angles may be just a little off, just enough. I kind of like that idea, even though that candle body is it's just a little off. This is not a... That's one idea. That could lend us, if you extend this out and give you an idea that, yeah, maybe these targets up to 152 could get hit. She's done it before. Sounds crazy talking about in a bearish market or a bearish trend that we're in at the moment. It's not a bear market. We're definitely in a bull market. I think actually a useful tool on this one might be that visual range volume or fixed range volume profile. And maybe I should take you all the way up here. Oh, I did. It suggested the top of the range would be here about 108. Is that right? That's right where we're sitting. If we turn on the regular candles, you can see we got a nice little weekly candle here out of Ave. That's nice. With a big old engulfing candle, just swallowed this little body right on up. Swallowed all three of these, all four of those candles right up. Wow, we made 4 weeks worth of gains right here out of Ave, coming down from $90 up to $108 there. Not bad, not bad. It looks like she still wants to keep on going here on the daily. So for covering the daily, I like to come down to the 4 hour. We're above the non-moving average here on Ave, so we're good. Me likes it, me love it a long time. Me love you a long time, Ave. And I'm always trying to find that angle. Oh, there's an angle to the dangle. So hopefully 112, maybe 124. If not, we'll be pulling back in these areas. The 200 moving average, $99. These areas right out here, $93, $94, $95 could come into play too. We could pull a fib, but until we start breaking that non-moving average, why worry about it? Let's worry about taking some profits and paying ourselves, because it's not going to keep going up forever. Ever. And if you don't pay yourself, if you got into these coins and they're coming ups and you don't have some kind of strategy to take profits, well, all you're doing is just riding the roller coaster up and down. And then it's fun. It's a great ride. But one day it's going, you pull up to the back up to the station where you got on and the ride's over. You round tripped it back to square one. And it's not fun when the ride's over. You're like, but where's my prize? Where's what? It's over? What? And all I got was this lousy t-shirt? Screw that. So when you're up there and you're right before you go over that big old hump, right when you go up, and then you're starting to turn over, you need to be grabbing. You need to be grabbing them coins, grabbing them profits, and woo! Snag them down with you as you throw your hands up and that roller coaster just starts going over that hill. You're grabbing and bringing them down, paying yourself. I am preaching to myself as much as I am preaching to anybody else. It's hard taking profits, people. It's hard. It's hard to do it at the right time. Oh, it's easy when things are going down. Oh, well, we should sell here and save ourselves, right? Yeah, it sucks when you sell at the bottoms, man. That's if you find yourself wanting to sell at the bottom, you need to slap yourself. Go take a walk, maybe a cold shower, shake it off. Give the market a few hours, come back, look at it. You'll probably be thankful that you took a break. All right, let's see what you guys are talking about. Oh gosh, Drake is still an Augur. Augur's back to $1. That's a dead coin, man. I feel. This is a story about Augur's rep. It's a coin. Look cool. And it was built, deployed, but it's a ghost project. There's nothing going on over it. It's kind of like a gambling thing, a gambling place. So, but I did a video on it. Tokenmetrics had it listed as a possible 100x coin or whatever. This was early on, about almost 2 years ago, I think, year and a half, 2 years ago. We called a play. It had. I looked at the trade setup and I thought it had a nice trade setup. So hell, I was all over. I made a video on it. The trade played out. It did. It was like I'm thinking that we made like 3x on that. It was pretty cool. But the more I looked into that project, the more I thought, oh crap, this is a dead project. I can't recommend this to anybody. So that's bothered me. I'll go back and talk about that all the times about that one. But people still out there trading, even dead projects like Augur. Joe says, let's have a bet going. Who thinks Road Dogg will notice Lucy is in the way before he reads the chat again? Good call, Joe. Lucy has a way of hanging out there. Well, man, on Sunday, hopefully we get some relief next week. That would be great, Slim. I would love to have a relief rally. You know, judging by the reaction so far from that bearish retest, on Bitcoin. I mean, we're back at 58 now. That's cool. I don't know that we're going to bounce here, but you know, even if we don't, we come up and roll over and come back down just a little bit. That is so much better than what would normally happen in a bearish trend. If we came up and did that, it would be a lot like what we saw over here. It would just keep on. Oh God, is it going to? What's going? You know, it would just keep on coming. It would be a lot faster too. And I think that's what's so scary about that, because that just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. And they start liquidating people, positions and stop losses, and that just makes that snowball bigger and heavier and fall faster. But we got some good signs here right now. This little fib area. Hopefully she will hold. I'm on the different chart on it. SBL says Polygonomatic. We'll put that one on the list here. Joe says, I vote he will read chat first before he notices Lucy, but that'll be in about 10 minutes. I always do that, leave an image on screen. I forget about the image. It's so easy, because if you're kind of wondering, I don't see the same thing that you do. I just see the regular trading view screen. Just like if you're opening it up on your computer and looking at it, that's all I see. I have to look over here at another monitor, or up here at a big ass monitor, which strains my eyes and neck, just to see what's going on the screens and things. I tried to find a way where I could post a permanent chat box over here, but I have not found a solution to that yet. I would like to have it where I can post it here where I can see it all the time. I thought I had it figured out, but I haven't got it yet. It did not work. Strega says Lucy is the real MVP today. Oh yeah, she's on so many time frames, man, on so many, and some of the bigger ones, and that's one of the scary things about it. Strega says, yeah, I'm seeing the action right now. Linda says Bitcoin trying to pump. I hope it does. Pulling a fib. Hey man, those fibs are the money makers. Linda says short squeeze. Let's do it. Nailed it to the actual minute, says Joe. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here on the small. I use the 6 minute. Used to use the 7 minute. Crypto Faces first person I've seen use the 7 minute. I like it. It's cool. I started using the 60 because I've been aligning my time frames. Like 60, you take an hour, 60 minutes. It's 1/10 of an hour, so that kind of idea. 7 would be like trying to do half of a 15 minute. And my 6 minute goes into a 24 minute. My 6 minute can go into a 1 hour. It goes into any hour chart. You can divide it in there. That's use the 5 minute. They're going to be very similar. Just a smaller time frame is all you need. That's nice. What we got going on here? 200 moving average on the 6 minute. Tested 360 up there. We got Lucy hanging out with the 800 moving average up at 59,000 and the 360. No, there's the 360. Lucy and the 800 hanging out at 59.3. I would love to go back and test that. Do it. So our local pattern, if you want to consider that local trend, I guess, is this little channel, and she can still bounce up and down on this channel. So there's a likelihood that with these guys up here that we would roll over, kind of like what we did over here too. Unless, you know, we can get some crosses here, some moving averages, which don't look like they're ready to happen here on this, even this small time frame, and this is where they first happened. I mean, you see it going on with the 9 and the 21 and the 50. We're above the 100, but getting something to cross over that 200. Hell, right now, getting something to cross over that 100. But this is a good sign that we're coming up and might be just ranging out here a little bit. What I like about it is that now we've got another bottom. Now we got an actual trend. Now we got a trend line. So we broke this makeshift trend line, if you want to call it that. It's still got some things to flesh out. But this one had to flesh out a little bit and get a bottom, and then now we got it. And of course, my little trick is always to do this, and so we got some rejections going on. Even though she wicked out, that's good. I like to see it wick out. That means it's weakening, and it comes up and test it again. It might break on through. Go ahead, girl. Do it. If she doesn't, then we roll over, and then we just play with this channel until it breaks. And this is a bearish channel, and eventually it can break, and probably after it touches a top up here, and then do whatever. We might see something like that, or if we see it break out to the upside of this, hold on, she'll get a good move, and we might come back and retest 59.8. I'm cool with that. I am so cool with that. Now, the thing that I check is the fibs, and we're at the 618 area, where we're finding rejection where we normally would. If she's going to roll over, she's going to roll over here. But better when you pull a fib, the beauty about the fibs, we were talking about the bounces off of the 236 and the 382 areas. Well, when you pull it this way, the opposite's true, the upside down. So if you're coming back up to these and you can't make it past that 236 from a bottom, you're either going to do one of two things. If you're lucky, you might come down here, make a higher low, or just kind of a double bottom in range. Or if things are bearish, you're looking for a lower low, and probably not a fun one. So it can have a strong move down if you can't get past this. Same thing with the 382 area. If you get rejected there, you might range, or you might be coming. It's on the table to come down for a lower low. It just always is. That's just how what's the rules of the road there. It doesn't have to. You just got to be aware of it and know how to target those possible areas that can come down and find its reversal targets, and they make good places to get in or to close shorts, and all kinds of good nuggies. So our 886 toppy top area over here, it's not a toppy top, but it's a top end area. Remember, we can roll over here, we can roll over here, or a lot of times we roll over here. Especially if we had a deep correction, like one of those deep 886s or something, a 786, you probably won't get past these two areas. We had the big ass swing high to swing low coming down to the 618 area on this particular one right here. My goodness. So 6 minute chart. Go Bitcoin. It's your birthday. She's finding that rejection right there. She's finding it. What do you look like on the 1 minute? Are you flagging out? Oh, look. Well, this is where we... Oh, look. She's going to do that heavy metal pattern. I want to rock. I want
about to rock. Look, we're going up to 59,138 from this bear bull flag.
Yeah, I don't play those. They can work, but they will bite you. Just know that. And so when I see lots of people, the first thing that they go to is a bull flag. I'm like, oh man, oh gosh. Especially if it's at resistance, it's like they don't look back to see if we got resistance, man. Some of them. Most of the analysts on YouTube I see are actually pretty decent, pretty good. I do see a few sloppy ones out there. There are just more fake it till you make it, or sloppy, or maybe just. It's like they're shallow. Can I say that's? I think that's what I'm trying to. Their TA is kind of shallow. We'll put it that way. It's like they didn't take the time to deep dive into some of the strategies that they're trying to teach, because there's some deeper levels there that they don't yet see. But there's some good strategies out there. There are. There's nothing wrong with using a 21 moving average. Just that throw a 9 in the mix. It gives you a little bit more information and helps you make some smarter decisions. Purple juice. Hadn't even brought any indicators into the mix here. This is one of the things I'm really looking at, the MACD. Now she's rolling over on a lot of time frames, and this was the thing that I brought up in my video earlier today. I put it up. It looked like a membership stream, but it wasn't. It was open for everybody. But the monthly MACD is rolling over. Kind of scarily, kind of like what we saw at the last top. Now I'm not saying that we're at a market top, but we could be at a local top. I mean, we got to go down and find a local bottom, and it may, I don't know if we hit it yet or not. We could be still fishing for it or confirming it. So it spells a possible bigger down. It really does. And I talked in the video earlier today about these other ones. The 2 week has just 6 weeks into this has confirmed this. 6 weeks ago, that's when this happened. The first signs were over here when this histogram was coming down and this thing was starting to roll over. Even when it was going up, that's a divergence right there, if you can see that. That's one thing to look for. If that line keeps going up, but yes, the histogram's coming down like this. Well, that's bearish divergence on the same freaking indicator. So take that. That could save you if you can catch these things ahead of time on these big time frames and actually act on it instead of, I will keep an eye on it. I don't see a sign of it doing it yet on the daily. You won't see a sign of it doing it yet on the daily. It's foreshadowing that, hey man, the day is coming pretty soon where I'm going to roll over on you. But yet it's easiest for us to get on the small time frames, and that's where part of the beef comes in with thinking that you're going to define this market on the 1 minute, because I'm just telling you that's just straight up foolishness, and there are people out there teaching that. If you don't know yet how to use the 1 minute to forecast this market, then blah, blah, you know, I mean, and that's bullshit. It's just straight up bullshit. That is dangerous. That's beginning. That's what newbies do. That's the first idea we get is, well, I think I'll just do it on the 1 minute. And then you do it. Oh, hell, I keep getting wrecked. Well, yeah, because you can't see the bigger picture on the 1 minute, but you can on them weeklies, right? And so you'll catch me. I kick myself to remind myself that I made the rule. I made the promise to myself the next time we started showing these signs on the weekly. And I remember telling them I was going to get out. And I'd say I did a very piss poor job of executing on this, because here we are with the drawdown. But this is what it looks like on the weekly. Well, this is what it looks like on the monthly. Will the monthly turn out like that too? If it does, do you want to sit here and try to long it? So we got those ideas, but I'm not saying go sell. You never want to sell bottoms. That's when it's inclined. Never want to short the bottoms. That's when everybody wants to start. Oh, go short now. You wait for the pullbacks, for the price to come back up again. Because it will. It goes up, it comes down. It's just that if we're in a bearish trend, it's not going to go up as high anymore. If it does, then ooh, things might be getting interesting. We might be starting to do something a little different. Things might be starting to turn out. That's one of the things that we look for, is that new higher high. We didn't get it here. We didn't. We got a lower high. We came up here. We got a lower high. Now we got a lower low. So it's crucial that Bitcoin comes up about 62,000 at least to do that. And then really, you got to get past 62.7, about 62.8. And then even if we were to spike up there and get that, it doesn't mean that we couldn't make a lower low, because we still could. I don't like that. You shouldn't. Should make a higher low, but let's market bit crazy, y'all. That's exactly what is it? No, it's not exactly what we did. I thought we had an example of that. At least not on this chart. Let's get back to our altcoins now. Celebrating Bitcoin. She still got some. Oh, I thought they were bullish candles here. She's flagging out below that. Remember, we had a. Oh yeah, we lost her trend line there. But she's at resistance with moving averages and trend lines and everything right there. So, but that's nice. One thing you do have, and this on the 6 minute. It's not going to mean anything in an hour from now, or much from an hour from now. But you do have some moving averages crossing. Now, some people say, look for the moving averages to get tight. Yeah, what does that mean? That is very vague. That doesn't tell you anything. But if you break it down and you look at what moving average is crossing what other moving averages, that's where you get some details. That's where you get some juicy information. You see the angles that they're crossing, if it's a steep angle, if it's a shallow angle, as to whether it's going to be a good strong move or a weaker move. You got all these little clues telling you one little building block on top of the other, helping you decipher what the hell this coded message is that we have here on the charts. I'm looking for rejection in these areas just because 360, 200 moving average, they're stacked the wrong way. It makes no sense to start blasting up past them. It just doesn't, especially you got your other moving averages down here. We got to come back and talk to them for a little bit. 57.5-ish, 57.6 probably coming back on the radar is what I'm getting. Hope I'm wrong. If I am wrong, I'll take the L. Ichimoku Cloud, on the other hand, says she likes it. So I'm thinking with Ichimoku Cloud, if I'm interpreting her saying, well, let's come back and then we'll try it again. So it looks like she's got that idea. I'll throw that out there. Let's take a look at Caspa. She's down at 16.5. She's holding strong, really. I thought she would be dropping a little bit more faster. I was hoping she would, because I'm trying. Do I have orders? Yeah, I've got orders. Yeah. I've got this one all set up. I've been going through for, doing my positions. I spelled out how I'm doing it all and using the fibs in my strategy to get my target points and everything. How I de-risked. That's what my video was about today. The process I went through de-risking and continuing to de-risk if we keep going up. So as prices go up on these, well, I'm getting some dry powder. I'm not taking all my dry powder out of the low. That would be silly, because we know they always come back up. They're waves, baby. It's like being an ocean, motion in the ocean, ups and down. Makes you seasick, makes you want to vomit sometimes, but that's what we got. But we got this little new idea here on Casper too. She's kind of doing like Bitcoin. We got a channel idea with a little resistance going on here, if you see that. So this trend line will be resistance when we hit it. Lucy sitting up there at 16.7. Doesn't look like I'm on that 6 minute time frame. Forgive me for that. I got zoomed in on the small time frame. That doesn't tell us where anything's going to be, 5 hours from now, when I really want to know. Oh man, I gotta delete all this? No, we just erase it. All right, I'm actually going to keep these bigger moving averages on. I know it kind of clutters my screen, but it's kind of helpful to see how they relate and see, they get respected. The 800 and 600 something. Casper, you have so much noise that it's just easier to chart you on the daily. So might this be the bear flag? It could be. Don't usually see a big wick on the bear flags, but it still could be. On the daily, Casper is still above the 9 moving average, so I can't say anything bad about it. Can't say anything bearish about it other than, we're below some other moving averages, but we're above the 9 we're trying to correct. If I'm looking at my moving averages, they're in the big ones are in a good order: 360, 200, 100, 50. It's just price in the 9 and the 21 that have gotten kind of unruly. Casper's actually looking pretty good to me. she's holding strong, and I'm impressed, and that's good. My hopes to buy her again. Well, I had to de-risk Caspa because, well, they got too big, and if it came down to these areas at one point, I think it was about 11.5 cents, it would have liquidated me. And I was like, well, we can definitely hit 11.5 cents. The charts say that we can do that. Our last low was down here at 10 cents. So still, I feel like I need to de-risk just a little bit more in case that happens. I don't want to lose my Caspa bag. So plans are in effect. We've done pretty good so far. So Caspa's a 17.6 in that area, maybe a little bit below it with the moving average is what they're telling me. The 21 crossing barely over that 50. If she's going to try, she should try to get back up to 17.6, somewhere in that area. I hope you do. I got a target right there waiting for you, baby. Come on, pay me. Pay me, Caspa. This is the daily chart. Here on the 4 hour, we're still below the 200, so we're bearish on this one. Bearish. That is also coming in at what we just looked at, 17.6. Crazy how this works on different time frames, isn't it? Well, that is TA. It all meshes together. Using multiple time frames help you kind of figure out this market. It's been a big. That's been one of the big things too. Before that, even when I hear people talking about it, I'll pick a time frame and master it. Like the 4 hour and go with that one. And then I see some traders still. Most of them trade like commodities things. Guys, today I'm just going to trade. I'm going to spend some time trading the 5 minute. And it's like a big deal. Or, I'm going to do the 1 hour. We're going to spend weeks working on the 1 hour, figuring out the 1 hour chart. I'm like, after you played with them all, you kind of figure out, well, they all do the same thing on every time frame. They behave to the moving averages the same on every time frame. Just gotta, just read what it says, just what you saw on that particular time frame. It's this that it takes longer to make the plays on the bigger time frames, and the smaller time frames make it happen faster. Make the bigger money on the bigger time frames, you make the quick gains and quick losses on the smaller ones. Here we go, baby. Caspa can go to 17.6. You do it, baby. Do it. I need you to do it. Let's take a look at Matic. That was a request. Polygon Matic. She was the big talk of the town last cycle. Oh, everybody loved Matic. Matic just made millionaires. Made lots of people money, and now nobody gives a damn about Matic. And that's how crypto goes. It sucks. I remember I was doing my crypto IRA thing over at iTrust. I was like, oh, get me some Matic. Oh, my Matic is 70 cents. And here we are at 40 cents now. I think I already cleared that out a long time ago, but this cycle Matic should just take off like crazy, and she hasn't. We got so many. We're oversaturated with layer 2s. We are oversaturated with meme coins. We're in an oversaturated market with altcoins. And that's something that if you've been watching my channel, you've heard me talk about. I've wondered that because what I've seen on this is that at one point in this market, and so far it's been totally true, and it will be at the forefront of my planning for my next cycle. But Bitcoin has stolen the show. I mean, we've had some altcoins pop off. I know Caspa's made some gains, Solana's made some gains. And maybe even against Bitcoin, there's been some gains, but Bitcoin has stolen the show. And the whole world is looking at Bitcoin, and they're not so much looking at, the little meme coins or anything, and all the other little projects, those real world asset projects that you got that nobody cares about yet. I'm not saying that they won't be important, but that's just not where the attention is right now. Therefore, that's not where the gains is. The money flows where the attention goes. And the attention is mostly on Bitcoin right now. And if she starts getting up past 60% dominance, oh my gosh. With all the altcoins we got, because we've got just tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of different altcoins out there now. It's crazy. And there's just not enough money to go around for all of them, so they all can't pop off. if it's going to be spread that thin, is that going to be, is altcoin season? I mean, there's going to be certain projects that do really good, but there's going to be a lot that I think will disappoint. I think we had a little bit of a taste of it last time. Last season, last cycle too. So we're making a lower low here. Swing high to swing low. Tell me where you're going to go. She went to the 113. That is acceptable. She might stay there, but if not, we got to go with one other target, man. She might be hitting 27 cents. 27 point. Go 27.7, 27.6. It looks like she wants to come down and touch that one. Let's break down what this one did fib-wise. For anybody kind of interested into the fib strategies here. Swing low to swing high. Tell me where I need to buy. We came down 786 area and not quite to our 886. It kind of went in between. Usually, most of the time, you'll see them actually touch these fibs. Every once in a while, these bottoms, you'll see it go in the gray area. It's okay. We get used to it. We could probably figure it out by pulling a different fib somewhere else. But why? This is all we need to do right now. We got to see where we bounce. That's a deep ass retracement. Deep ass retracement. Well, we need to get past the 618 Fibonacci area if we want to survive and not roll over. So we pull a swing high to swing low. Where did we come up to? 618. Almost made it up to 786, and then we rolled over. Did not regain that. So that was, I guess we're headed down. All right, so immediately we're going to look for, oh great, we're making higher highs and higher lows. I guess we'll get us a higher low. We'll start targeting out this little area. We'll target out our 618. Didn't get a bounce there. She slammed through it. Came to the 786. Got up to that 618 and then rolled over. What? That was a really good sign. That was probably one of the first bad warning signs. Other than, you had a trend established here breaking that. That would have been a good indicator. Measure move from that would even get you down to some of these areas here too if you were trying to play a measure move strategy for Omatic. And looky there, right to the area that we hit, not perfectly, but as you wick down a little bit below. You can blame stop losses and things like that for all that little extra stuff. Blame what you want to with it. Doesn't matter as long as she pulls back above it. We're good. But the measure moves, I mean, it gives you a nice little price area there. If you short a trend line when you break a trend line, sometimes it will go. That's 54% gains, but 54% drop if you were shorting. This may look like Monday morning quarterback. This is going back over. This lets you kind of see, oh, these were some things to look for. And maybe if I start seeing things starting to come up to that way again, keep them in mind. That's about how they turn out. So it's good to go back. This is back testing. Is what this is. Just back testing ideas, going through my strategy and what I look for. And right now we are at a nice place. We're at a place where we could bottom, but it could be as low as this 27.6 cent area. The big thing to look for is on the 3-day chart. It's got to get past the non-moving average. So when we start seeing that happen on some of these smaller time frames, that would be good. I'm looking on the daily now, and ooh, Ichimoku Cloud says, I'm wanting to take her down there. Now the Ichimoku Cloud, why I'm saying that, because she's not ready to receive us. She's got to be big and thick like this for us to hope to get back into her. Or flipping a little sliver to green or something. There's nothing like that going over. There's nothing like that happening. It just, she looks like she could just easily roll over and continue down like this and then get bigger. And maybe she'll get bigger down here, but the only sad thing is that price would be down here for her to break back, and then price bounces into her, it spits her out on the other side. So when it's getting far away from price and it's getting thin, that's letting me know there's a good ass chance she's to roll over and keep on going. She's saying, baby, I'm ready to take you down. I'm ready. The fact she can't get above the non-moving average here on the daily, that's bad. It's a little bit of a bad sign. So we got those ideas. At one time she will roll around. I've got Matic too. I got it on spot margin, taking advantage of these lows because it was sitting in the wall and doing jack for forever. Now if you look over here to the left, now we do have a bottom. Now that might come into play. She almost wicked down to it. That might actually, that's worth looking at, worth noting. And she's holding this area kind of well, so there's an idea. This could also be happening where we come down and we made a higher low. That counts as a higher low if we can hold this area. So there's a little bit of hopium right there on this. Did we do this already? Swing low to swing high, and she bounced. Okay, for this leg here, it could be just from this last little move here, just looking where we bounced at. Maybe the one on the daily, that was our big drop too. Maybe that was the bottom. Maybe this is a retest. We'll have to see. Just know that there's a possibility it can go lower. If it doesn't, take it as a good sign. But Ichimoku Cloud says, baby, I got something for you. Also, I would say as a warning, let's look up our indicators. Stochastics rolling over. That one can spell downside. You got the big old red dot happen as money flow is starting to roll over here. So let's start looking for those lower targets. There might be a short to be had once it breaks that level. It might be a short to add right now since you broke the 9. That depends on your risk tolerance and what you want to do. But this looks like a lot of our altcoins. Looks a lot like Bitcoin right here on the 4-hour chart. You had a trend line and you lost it. And I know people are like, shoulder, head and shoulder. I'm not even going to address that anymore. I'm not going to address top reversal patterns at a bottom. I will say this. You got this going on. And she could be bouncing like we talked about. Or she could be breaking through. This is bearish. This is a bearish formation. You tighten it up over here and you see that where the bodies were, respect, we did break it already from there. But if you extend it to the wicks and get the full width of that channel, it suggests that if we break it to the downside, well, down here a little lower low, about 33 cents. Could be on the radar, but we're bouncing. We're finding something there on the 4-hour. Keep your fingers crossed. We don't know what it's going to do. We just got to look at the probabilities, and that's what we got. Apple water? I drink frog water, says Strega. Frog water's tangy. It's got that green tangy. That 2-month bearish reversal candle was a big sign. This was all coming. I don't know if I've looked at the 2-month. I'd like to see it though. We got the 1 month. Let me turn on regular candles here and see what we got. Do we have 2 months? It's good to even look on these days. What do we got going on in the 2 month? Let's indicate. Oh, look, 2 month. See? Roll it over. It's primed to put a red dot. I mean, this is reminiscent of a cycle top. It just looks like a cycle top. It's too early to be a cycle top. And that's just bewildering to think. I can't even see what's going on here. Oh, here's one we can use. So we got some dojis up there. Yeah, those can be reversal candles. I believe this one's called a... Is it a morning star? I can't keep up with those names. The real thing is interpreting what the price action's doing with the wicks and the bodies. That's a lot of sell pressure. That's a lot of people selling the hell out of this guy. But it's also got a lot of buy stuff there. But it does say 9 moving average where price can come down to, oh my gosh, 44,700. Now that slowly eases up. This is a 2-month thing, so it should be gradually every day just coming up just a little. But there are some ideas, man. Oh my gosh, 21 moving average here on the 2-month. Luckily, price doesn't touch the 21 moving average, but very rarely here on this chart. So it rarely touches the 9, but it does pull back to it, and that's a possibility right there. Turn my candles on, see what they look like, the Akinashi. I like this though. I like that it's still good on the we just rocked over 246 6 months ago ish when it flipped button. That's cool because this will kind of balance out a little bit. So the 2-month is still bullish. This is where the bigger momentum is at, and we're still in a bull market. Still in a bull market is what this is saying. They get a little tired here, but she can perk up. That's fine. But on the monthly, she's rolling over. Now, does it mean that this is going to cross? It does not. It doesn't have to cross. It can level right back out. It can do the duck lips and all that good stuff, right? We can still recover, but this is the first warning sign. And it was worth listening to on the weekly and the 2-weekly. So that's interesting. And to me, I interpret it about a 4 to 8 week period. We're in August now. Yeah. This month, September, and on into about mid-October is when things should start leveling. We can noticeably start seeing things level out and get better. It's about mid-October. But the next 2 months are just going to be shaky. Hopefully, the best we can hope for is just kind of range at the bottom, and that's a very real possibility we could be doing, and I'm cool with that. Ranging somewhere around the last bottom that we had here, 50. I'm cool with that idea. If we want to roll over and come down and just, I don't know, maybe range here for a while, that's fine. And that was a scenario we looked at a while back too, and back in what was it, probably late May and June. We spent all summer ranging out through here, and here we are. I was like, it's kind of interesting because you can see the things in the chart, but when you kind of picture in your head, well, what would that be like? It's always worse. I'm just deciding it's just always worse than what you can imagine. It has been trying to. I'll just weather out these ranges and try to play it. And it sucked here. It sucked here, and it really sucked here. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't like it. Just sharing my thoughts and ideas, people. There ain't nobody out here acing this market, or they'd be posting it up all the time. We're all caught up off guard on a lot of this, and some people are caught on the right side and shorting the market and doing things like that. But still, even those shorting the market, sometimes they're just jumping in and out, $100 at a time. I don't know. The people who are doing it right are making bank with that. Lower 50s. Here we come. Looks like. Well, that's straight up BS. I used the 90-year indicator, says Strega. Strega said, yeah, I loaded up on some stuff today. You doing spot? There's definitely some good deals out there. Celinda says, I don't use the 1 second time. Right. High sales, please. And how long can win go? Let me write those down. I haven't looked at high sales in a while. I never got anywhere on these plays. High sales over on KuCoins. They took NFTs and then they somehow, I don't know how it works, but it's a fractionalized NFT play, I think is what it is. Oh, that was the main thing that we lost, and it was the 200 moving average, and it's just been going downhill since then. She's almost back to her bottoms there. That's pretty much how you'd have to look at this. Is it trying to double bottom, and how will it perform after that? I couldn't tell you how she's going to perform. She's not confirmed her bottom just yet, I don't believe. Because it looks like she's going for that 1-to-1 or lower. She can't go much lower. Looks like she can actually come back down and test that 431 area. She's at 770 now. Let's go to the smaller time frame. Still some space there that could be knocked down. 4 hour. Even the Ichimoku is suggesting that, yeah, she might not. It looks like she's trying to round out here, but to me, I just see sounds like she can still roll over again. Some of them have to come in, and some of it plays out here with it when you have to zoom in on the moving averages. Let's take a look. See if I'm right or wrong. No, actually, what we got? Actually, they crossed over the 50. The 9 did, and rode over the top of it, but it's still above it. That's interesting. It might be enough to pull it back up. Now she's lost opened the candle below the 9, below the 21, and below the 50. Now I'm taking that as bearish looking. Oh, the 9 just crossed bearishly over the 21 again. Okay. She hasn't broken the trend line yet, so there's a chance she can bounce here, but if she doesn't, remember we got a rising trend line, and usually means that we're in some kind of rising channel, and those are typically, lean bearish. Typically they break to the downside. Doesn't mean it has to. One thing that I will say about this is price is next to the cloud, and it could pull us up into the cloud. That would be good. I'd confirm a bounce here. I'm just looking at what it's looking like over here, because that looks like she could start flipping down. Let's get some targets if she does decide to go south. I would expect the 886 to get hit and the 786. Those are the ones I would looking at for, especially when it breaks the trend line like that. Seriously, now she bounced off the 618. She's already touched it, and that's why she could bounce from here and keep going up, because she's already leveled out here and retested that 618 fib. If you can see that going on. It was playing with the line over here, support, the resistance, and now she's found support on it, so she could keep bouncing. She could hold there. If she doesn't, 733 and 717, and she's at 771 right now. Take a look at WIN. Zoom out on WIN. I feel like I'm trying to fight a bug. Well, the daily's got the red dot. Stochastics are they moving up? How weird. Even on the 4 hour, they're moving up, but price is going down. I can't say that I've seen a lot of that. Here on the 8 hour, they're coming down. They're matching up on this time frame. Doing something a little different here. That's kind of weird. I don't know that I've ever really seen that very much. So when you get an anomaly in a chart, regardless of what it is, I always say that you need to keep an eye on that. That might be trying to tell you something. I don't know what it's trying to say, though. I mean, I can't imagine it would be very bullish. It should be if the stochastic's going up, but I don't know. That's odd. I have to check that out. To me, it looks like Win is trying to roll over like a lot of things and hopefully make a higher low. So 683.71.6 with always. Oh wow, that does come in at a good place. The low target I got is 0.00005804. That's at 1272 from this move here, and it plants itself just right nicely on this trend line down here. So that might be worth looking at, just in case. I don't know if we're getting a slow bleed in the market that'll just slowly drag us down over the next few weeks, or if we'll get that higher high and we'll start getting peppy and reverse back up. All I know is that for me and what I got going on, I've got to make sure that if it does keep going down, at least I got some dry powder I can play with and not just have to ride it through with sitting on my hands. Not be able to, I can look, but I can't touch. What? That's never fun. So therefore my de-risking and clearing up some dry powder for me, clearing up my position so I can borrow if I need to at those lows. Hopefully that will happen. It's just a way to hedge a little bit, I believe. Oh win. So when I pull a fib, swing high to swing low, she gives us this little guy right here, 9476. Short-term target, that's a great place to try to pay yourself. Next target, 11108. Those two fib areas right there. If price can't come back up and get above this fib, well, then we are in danger of rolling over. That would be the bearish, and that would come down to 7. Those other areas that we were spelling out. Or like we said earlier, she roll over and maybe make a higher low, maybe come back down and do a double bottom. There's several scenarios that could happen. We don't know until we see where she catches as to what she might be doing. But once we find where she catches, then that can tell us some stuff, and then we can get some targets. Some more precise targets. I want to take a look at RUNE. She's been doing okay lately too. She hasn't rolled over yet. On the 4 hour, still above the 9 moving average. So it looks like are you going to try to go up there? Listen, RUNE, there's only 2 ways to get up here to this 200 moving average, and that would involve you breaking past this line, or just ranging up here until we finally get it and then roll over. 200 moving average is coming in just a little shy of $4, about $3.98 right now. This is interesting, and we've seen this. We saw this on Bitcoin too. 200 moving average across the 360, and that's bullish. That's a good sign overall. We could start working our way up a little bit, back up to this 456 area, maybe with some time. There'd be some ups and downs. But I would expect to roll over there and then probably break this channel, come back down, find a bottom, and then we can get a new trend line. But we can actually track, because we just don't really have a solid one yet. I mean, yeah, we got these, but this is our, this is not our actual. We haven't. This still needs to mature, is what I'm trying to say. But then again, maybe she'll just go off. We don't really know. I think we're going to roll over before $4. Giving me more time to take a little profit to get ready for any further downside. And if we don't get downside, well, I got more money to throw in at once she figures out where her low is going to be. I can throw it in and then just continue to ride up. A-Star was looking kind of interesting for me today. This one's sitting at just under 6 cents. She got down as low as 4.6. And she could come back up around 7.5 cents. This one's a longer play, but they've got some good partnerships and things like that. I think with Samsung or Sony. I forgot all the details, but it's a play that I've got in. So far we're expecting this major trend line area. We may come back down to it. Looks like we probably will. We got the 100 just kamikaze diving over the 600 moving average, and so we may be bottoming out here. So she might get a little bit of a relief rally, maybe come up to 7 cents. But it looks like we may start testing the 5 cent area again out of this guy eventually. Now here on the daily, it's worth noting that this guy has already crossed bullishly, but I don't know if she might go up and then roll over or do some stuff like it did over here. Goes up, it comes down, goes up, and then goes, so we got some zigzags going on, and that can still give us a move even down to that 5 cent area. Another one we'll take a look at is Alex Lab. She's down at 10 cents. Wow, look at all that mess. This is right under the 360 moving average, and then it went just crazy with all this fuzzy noise from 11 to 12. Wow, dude, look at this. Yeah, I'll put this one on our radar as a trader coin. Look at this range. Look how many times we went from 11 to 12 cents up to this 19-20 cent area. This is daily. Like every day it was doing that. I should have been paying attention to that. Every day she was going up 70%. Oh my gosh. You know how much money you could have made trading that range? If you had a plan? Wow. When was this? This was back in May through early June. And I was clueless. I wasn't really tracking this or anything. I've had this and wasn't really just. So it was probably prices bouncing up and down, up and I've got to see this on the smaller time frame. What did it look like on the smaller time frame back then? Just as bad? This is the 4 hour. My goodness. I feel like I missed the opportunity of a lifetime right here. You could long and short this every freaking day and play this range. Let's keep our eye on Alex. Maybe she'll do that again. I've never seen that. I've never seen this right here. First time ever I've seen this in crypto. Wow. Okay. Goodness gracious. Dude, if you're making 50% profit every day, or even maybe miss a few days or don't get it right just all the time, but that's a lot of. That's some people made some major buck over there. Nobody talked about it. Keep it a secret. You're almost doubling up, almost. And if you're not playing it, you're just riding the roller coaster. You know, well, I'm up today, I'm down today, I'm up today, I'm down today, I'm up today, I'm down today. But if you got a plan where you pay yourself up here and then buy more down here, and then you're building a bag and you're getting paid to do it. Oh my gosh, I feel like an idiot. I want more of this. I want to try this. That looks cool as hell to me. Good old Alex trying to make a recovery as much as can, but below the 200 moving average here. Oh well, sad. Might she come down a little more? Bottom trend line. So we're coming about lower 8 cents. We're at 10 cents now. Could happen. More likely to do a little bit more of that than just start blasting off to 15 or 16 cents. Hey, Justin Crypto, how's it going? Caspa and Villa holding up my portfolio. Heck, Caspa's doing good. She's hanging out. Retrograde ends on the 28th. Thank you for that. I was having a conversation with my wife and she was asking me when it ends. It's generally a bad idea to do any kind of major business contracts, make major business decisions while Mercury is in retrograde. I don't care whether you believe it or not. I'm just telling you, try it out. F around and find out. That's what I'm going to tell you. F around and find out, and then tell me. I'm convinced of it. And then your electronics start spazzing out, and so you got problems, glitches, whatever, and anything electronic. So commerce and electronics and technology, that's what Mercury rules. And when Mercury goes retrograde, those things freak out and make life havoc. And it happens for about 3 weeks, and it happens almost 3 or 4 times a year. It sucks. F around and find out. That's what I say. Try it, test it. I know that my wife, we got this greenhouse / shed deal pushing forward. Oh, I want to do it now. I'm like, Mercury's in retrograde. You're probably going to regret this decision. Got to be done now. Go and do it now. Decide to go and do now. Pay it now. Mercury's in retrograde. You're probably going to regret this decision. And we got that sucker leaking where the greenhouse part comes with the shed part, and she's not happy about it. And I'm like, so you're going to call him, have him fix it while Mercury's in retrograde now? Is that what you're planning? Yeah. Yeah, she decided not to do that. I was like, why don't you wait till Mercury's out of retrograde before you make any major decisions? I want to take a look at Brick before we end the show tonight. I was looking at this one, and I didn't see the chart. I want to see, but this is a game in play. The front runner of Fortnite Brick or something. You cool kids know what all this is more than I do. She's on some exchanges. Yeah, she's on CoinEx. Fortnite. She's down at 5.7 cents at a bottom, and she's been up to 13. She's been up to 22. She's been up higher than that. Suggests that it could go to 7 cents. All the way up to 14. Now, think about that idea. You're at the very bottoms of this range. And she goes up there, it's 142% gains. Now, it wouldn't happen instantly, or who knows? I don't know. She gets kind of bouncy. There's a lot of wickages action here, a lot of quick, fast action there. But setting, pull a fib, swing high to swing low, and just set you some targets. Did I do that wrong? I did that wrong. This is a little high to low. Sell here, limit order here, limit order here, limit order here, limit order. I did at anyone. Just take the profits as it goes up, and get your portion of that 135%. You know you're bagging some, and pyramid it down. Just some ideas to throw out there. I'm not saying that I'm even going to do this. It's just an idea. She's at the bottom. She's cheap, and I know that people like this one. When gaming comes back in, this one might be a thing. I don't know. Just some ideas throwing out there. Striga says XRP to 11K. Don't you know it? And God, that's looking juicy. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. It's 11:30. We've been going on for about an hour and a half. That's long enough for a little live stream, but I appreciate you bringing out. Take one last final look at Bitcoin just to make sure she's at 58,000 right now. So that's cool. Did you get rejected, honey? Is you getting rejected, or are you going to try to make a run for it? She's hanging around that 200 moving average here in the 6 minute. Lost the 9 though, and it's starting to roll over there. I would expect her to give it up. With the little wick, the 200, price breaking the 9, and the 9 rolling over, even on the small time frame. But it doesn't mean that, I mean, we cleared a little level here. It doesn't mean we can't come back up to some of these guys and retest them. So it's nice personally for me to see that that 57, 58 area is holding for now, and maybe it will continue to hold for a little while. Maybe we'll get a slower recovery, but we're kind of in a bottom range, and a lot of people are going to be scared. And then it's not going to take much for bad news to come out on the market, or some big money want to manipulate things. And we got a lot going on in the world. It's just good to be cautious, and if you're going to err, make a mistake, make a mistake on the part that kind of conserves your capital is what I'd recommend. rather than making a mistake of just throwing it all in and hoping for the, doing some crazy leverage plays. It's going to go up from here because it may not. Guys, that's all I got. I'll see you again tomorrow night. Trade carefully, trade wisely, get out there and make that money, that life-changing money in crypto. Just be cautious about it. Until then, good day, sir.
Come on, come here, bud.
I say good day, sir.
You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like it's so ice. You won't make it to the
This will be a great time.
It's just down and to your left. And you tap with your right. Look over to the side. Where you can join and subscribe. This Crypto ROTH, the really drives you out. Let's hit the like button now.
Come on, come
Good night, everybody.
come on.
Good night, John boy.
You freaky dog.
Oh, we got a bonus. Wait. My cat's here. I've never put my...
It's just down and to your left. And you tap with your right.
This is news. I would do news, but Layer GG has not been doing the news lately. He's taking a little break. So this is Mr. Max. Come here, Max. You're on TV. Now you're going to make me look. This is Mr. What are you doing, Max? Oh, he wants nothing to do with this. That's Mr. Maxwell. He's a little Cornish Rex cat. He acts like a dog. He thinks he's a dog. Anyway, that's all I got. Good night, everybody. Do this one more time.
Come on, come here, bud. Come on. You
Oh, Strangest is a dog. Only a cat. What?
I don't need to
Good night, everybody.